Okay, so what might happen on your phone is you might go back and forth between seeing Rob and seeing yourself or however it is.
Uh-huh.
But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and introduce you guys.
Yeah.
I'm recording the session, and so Rob is a licensed physical therapist out in Washington State.
Okay.
Oregon, Washington, all those. Yeah.
Videos, yeah.
And so, Rob, this is Jeremy in the closer side of the screen. Jeremy is a PTA that I work with.
Hey, Jeremy.
That is Andrew. Andrew is our mock patient. And disclaimer, so this is for educational purposes only.
Yes.
It's a mock exam with the theory being that I'm a firm believer that we would be able to potentially set up a telehealth visit where a physical therapist assistant is in the room, the patient is in the room, and a remote physical therapist who specializes in one area or another is doing the evaluation.
Yep.
Now, the way I had originally planned this was I had 2 evaluations scheduled at the same time. I was going to do a live one-on-one evaluation in another exam room while Rob was going to do the evaluation remotely.
Okay.
It just worked out that we weren't able to do it this morning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and kind of set up the scenario now. Rob, I'll give you a little bit of background on Andrew, the patient. And Jeremy is the extended eyes, ears that you need if you want anything done in the clinic. So Andrew, you're 20?
Yeah, I'll be 20 in a month.
He'll be 20 in a month. Played football all through high school. How tall are you and how much do you weigh?
5'11", 175.
And so he, what position do you play?
Safety.
Man after my own heart.
And so he is a freshman at what school do you go to? Northern?
Ohio Northern.
Ohio Northern. So they're Division III NCAA. And if I remember correctly, you took a hit to the shoulder?
Yeah, left shoulder.
Left shoulder.
Why don't you pick up from here? So he's never had any past surgical history except he had an ACL reconstruction. When was that?
December 2nd of 2016.
Okay, aside from that, no other surgical intervention, no related past medical history, no complicating factors, no red flags, no issues, bowel, bladder, no balance, no dizziness, no shortness of breath. Has been playing, even after the original injury, you were still playing, right?
Yeah, I missed 5 weeks and then played 2 more games and then I had surgery.
Okay, can you come a little closer, like to where Jeremy is, just so we can hear you a little better too? All right, I'll let you guys pick up. So tell Rob about the injury.
Yeah.
So it was my left shoulder. It was actually it's one hit. It wasn't an accumulation of things. It was crossing right over the middle. And I hit the person. It was just a straight up chest to chest hit. And my whole left arm pretty much went like just shooting pain. And I came out for that game. They checked it because they thought it could have been a broken collarbone. They checked that. It wasn't. My biggest problem now is strength. It's not really rotation and movement and stuff. It's the strength in the arm and movements above 90 degrees. There's a little bit of pain with that.
Gotcha. Now, first off, whenever you got that stinger down your left arm, did that go away after a few days? How long did that last for?
About the day to the next day, I couldn't really raise my arm until about the evening of the next day. I was in a sling until the next.
Okay, gotcha. And then that numbness and tingling, was that gone after 48 hours, or did it take a little bit longer for that to go away?
The numbness and tingling was gone. There was still discomfort. I couldn't lay on that shoulder for about a week. If I sat in a chair, just the pressure on that shoulder hurt.
Okay. Like from the back side, if you're sitting, that pressure on the back.
Yeah, any real pressure on the shoulder was uncomfortable.
Gotcha. Was that something where it would keep you up at night? Anything like that?
If I tried to lay on that side, yes. I had to sleep on my right side.
Okay, gotcha. Still like that today?
No, I can sleep however.
Gotcha. All right. So sleeping's okay. And now with that, with the I guess you've been lifting and trying to do some exercise, working out as much as you can. But like you said, anything over 90, nothing. You can't do it.
I can't do as much as I could. So say if I could do a shoulder press with 55 in my right arm for 3 seconds, I can do about 25 pounds in my left arm.
Okay. Gotcha.
Like, it's either I can or can't do it. There's no, this is really hard. It's like, if I can do it, I can get it up there and it's fine. If I can't, there's nothing.
It's kind of a sticking point. Like you can go to a certain point, and if you use your body in kind of poor mechanics, you could probably huck the thing over your head. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Do you wake up in the morning and have pain with it?
No.
Okay. Is it just with activity?
Yeah, just with activity, and it'll go away. It'll go in about an hour.
About an hour. Gotcha. Have you done anything where it lingers for more than an hour? Like in the last couple of weeks you lift and then like 3-4 hours later, you're like, oh, way too much.
No. I usually, even if I do a shoulder workout, it's gone after about an hour of being finished.
Gotcha. Okay. Weird question here. Does the range of motion, do you find that there's any limitation, like you're more stuck on one side or the other?
Like if I'm trying to raise my arm outward, I can, that's harder than if I'm raising it forward.
Okay. Gotcha. So if your thumb's up in the air, kind of pointing towards the ceiling, and you try and take both your arms as high as you, video just went out there. There we go. Okay. If you try and bring both of your arms over your head with your thumbs pointed up.
There's a little discomfort, not a lot.
Okay.
Right here.
Is it always in that same spot pretty much consistently?
Yeah, same spot.
Okay. And then when you are lifting, even if you're lifting heavy or light or whatever, do you ever get any zingers down into the hand?
No, nothing that's really traveled down through the arm. It usually stays up in the shoulder.
Right in the shoulder. All right. Gotcha. Okay. So 0 to 10 right this second, just sitting there. What would you give your pain number on that left shoulder?
0. I wouldn't, not hurting at all right now.
Gotcha. And exercises or stretches you're doing on a regular basis?
Nothing just for the shoulder. I mean, I'm doing my football workout, which I mean, bench, there's squat, there's curls, there's shoulder raises and that kind of stuff, but nothing just for the shoulder.
Okay, gotcha. Let's see. How about your neck? Any kind of issues in your neck that's been lingering or something that showed up about the same time whenever you had the initial injury and it's lingered or still peaked its head up every now and then?
No, nothing with the neck.
Okay. So just to kind of test that out, if you sit up real tall and then look all the way to your left as far as you can go, and then compare that to looking all the way to your right as far as you can go. Any difference with that you can see or feel? Okay. Nothing shooting or anything weird down the arm there? Okay. No. Just to check it out, can you look all the way up towards the ceiling one time as far as you can go? And then down towards your chest one time? Anything out of the norm with that?
No.
Okay. All right. And if you had to do something right now that you know would hurt that spot in your shoulder, could you do it?
Yeah, I could do it.
Okay. Find something. Show me how you would reproduce it.
It would probably require a weight, but anything.
Some weight? Yeah.
Extended reps of that.
Okay.
It builds up.
Yeah. Do you have any weights or any heavy TheraBands or anything like that?
Out in the gym, or do you want me to just apply some manual?
Yeah, I'd say grab a weight so that we've got a consistent single individual thing to depend on kind of before and after.
20, 25?
You got a 30?
I think 20 is
okay. 20, 25.
Just a 30. Just a 30. Oh, back in the day. All right. So what I want to differentiate is I want to see if it's something that's in the joint itself. Basically, we're going to filter out joint, tissue, and when we're looking at tissue, I'm talking about muscle and then nerve. Because I've seen it before where people get stingers and then they get scar tissue, and that creates some sort of like a neural adhesion that won't let you go past a certain point. Same thing can happen with the joint itself. So what do we got there? A 20-pounder?
Yeah, that's
20
funny.
pounds.
Okay.
Can you still see us?
Yeah, absolutely. It's perfect.
So like this motion, when I get to the range there, that's
At the top?
Yeah, right. Like from there to there,
Uh-huh.
up, it's kind of painful.
Gotcha. 0 to 10, give me a number on it.
A 4 or a 5.
4 or 5. Does it immediately go away or is it lingering?
It's gone now. It's
Okay.
if I'm holding it there, it's right through here.
Okay. And then it comes back down. How about going forward, kind of like we were doing before, thumbs up?
Forward, just thumb up.
There you go.
Forward's not as bad. I feel weak. Like in this arm, it's easy.
Yep.
In this one, it's
It's
difficult.
tough to get to that point. Okay, gotcha. Here's a weird question. Doing the kind of out to the side, the abduction, like you did the very first time, can you bring your left ear to your shoulder and try that? Any difference with that? Try it a couple times.
Might be a little less painful.
And if you go forward one time, same thing, thumb up with your ear to your shoulder that way.
That one's not as big of a difference.
As out to the side. Okay, just checking. And all right. And then if you just do a bicep curl with that 20-pounder, kind of nice and controlled all the way up, all the way down. Any pain with that at all?
No.
No? Okay, just checking. And then one more time out to the side with that. And what I want you to do is bring your right ear to your right shoulder. So kind of going the opposite way and then bring it out to the side there.
A little more painful.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Gotcha. All right. Increase with, let's see. All right, so go ahead and put the 20-pounder down now. And then what I want to see if you can do, kind of facing to the right of the camera. Yeah, there you go, facing that way. What I want to see is, can you bring your arm, actually, can you squat down onto your knees there? That'll give me a full idea of your range. So I want to see how well your arm goes. There you go. And then bring that thumb up and towards the ceiling and go all the way over your head. As far back as you can go. Good. And then, Andrew, can you give him some overpressure if he does it again?
You want
Kind of overpressure on the right shoulder first, just kind of pushing him all the way back into flexion.
Okay.
We're going to test both of them. There you go. Any difference with that at all, Jeremy?
I feel like it has a little bit more range on the left, definitely. There's some tightness over it.
Gotcha. All right. And then can you stand up now, Jeremy, face the wall, so kind of have your back towards the camera?
Andrew. I'm Jeremy.
I'm freaking retarded. I wrote it down opposite. Sorry, guys. My bad. Face with your back towards the camera. There you go. There you go. And can you bring your arm behind your back like you're trying to scratch your opposite shoulder?
The bad arm?
There you go. Yep. Just like that. There's the left one. Is that hurting you anywhere?
It's tight through here. I wouldn't say it's painful.
And then try and go one time as high as you can go with that right one, or the left one. Sorry. There you go. That's good. And then back down. And now I want you to compare it to the left one. So all the way up as far as you can go with the left one.
That's a lot of
A lot less just on the right side. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. All right. Internal rotations. Okay. Flexions. Okay.
a little bit more mobility on my left than I do my right.
All right, man. So I want to try to kind of clear out and see if and before we go on, any questions for me at all so far?
I was what with tilting my head, why does that make it different?
I'm wanting to see if there's either a neural component to this or some sort of muscular component that might be pulling your shoulder up with the clavicle compression. Who knows? I'm just trying to see if there's any sort of differences one way or the other. It's just more information to collect, and we're going to test all of this stuff again. So it's kind of like looking at baselines. Increase with rate. Lateral flexion. 1 second there. Increase with left lateral flexion. Okay, so 0 to 10 just sitting there right now. What's your pain levels?
I notice it now. It's like a 1 or a 2. It's not super bad.
Okay, gotcha. All right. All right. So Okay, I got an idea. So let's try this first. What I want to see is if we can just do something with your neck. I want to completely clear out the neck first. So what I want you to do is, can you bring your left ear towards your left shoulder and kind of pull it down towards, there you go, just like that. There, and then back off and kind of have your head back to neutral. And then I want you to do about 9 more of those. So ear to your shoulder, pull, 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 and right back up. Pull, 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 right back up. Keep going with that. Any pain or anything shooting down your arm or in your shoulder?
No, nothing.
Okay, keep on going. A few more of those.
There's some topping.
There's always some.
Just check.
Yeah, a little bit of that. Okay, now grab that 20. And we're going to test and see if you bring your arm out to the side like we did the very first time.
Just my head neutral?
Yep, just neutral.
Okay. It's better.
How much percentage-wise? 100% means you don't even feel it anymore. 0% is where you started at.
50% better. It's
Okay.
like, it doesn't hurt nearly as much as it did before.
Good. And now even if you let's bring your ear towards your right shoulder, because that was, nope, other way. Yeah, there you go. And then try it again.
I'd say like 25% better. Like I feel it.
Okay. All right, man. Let's see. So what I want you to do is I want you to see if you can, sitting on the table there. So just kind of have a seat on the table, and you can put the 20-pounder down if you want to. And then I want to let you do another 10 repetitions of the left ear to your left shoulder, really giving it a good pull. Sit up as tall as you can when you do this. So sit up real tall, left ear to your shoulder, give it a good pull, really pull it down there, and then right back up. Let's do a full 10 again. And then Andrew, we might have to do some overpressure. If this clears a little bit better, we'll just see if we can do some overpressure and see if it clears it the rest of the way.
Okay.
Anything new, painful, anything with that?
Nope.
No. Okay. All right. So let's have you stand again and use that 20-pounder and kind of see how that is. Yep. Arm out to the side. Any difference with that versus last time?
About the same as the last time.
Yeah. About 50% better, but still there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. And then if you try and bring it forward, thumb up.
About the same pain. It's
Okay.
It's the biggest thing I feel is it feels weak compared to my.
Yeah. That's what I'm wondering about. All right. So we're just going to explore one more thing with this. So you can let go of the 20, and then I want you to sit down on the bench there. And then can you see me at all? I know you can hear me, but can you see me? Okay, good. Great. All right. Here's what I want you to try and do. You're going to do a chin tuck like this. And then you're going to go towards the ceiling like that. So you're going to do a chin tuck. Yep. And then let your neck go and go all the way towards the ceiling. So kind of chin tuck and then all the way up as high as you can go. Chin tuck and all the way up high as you can go. Chin tuck all the way up. And then for the next 5 of these, try and put your hand under your chin when you're going all the way up to the top and kind of give it a good push so you can get as far back as you can. And then all the way up, push, 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 and then back down. Chin tuck, push, 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 back down. Push, 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 push. Good. One more. Push, 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 push. Good. Any new pain, anything with that?
No.
Okay. So just sitting here right now, 0 to 10, what do you think you're at?
So it's a 1. It's gone down a little.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Yeah, you notice it. Let's try one more time with that 20-pounder. Like I said, I want to exhaust the cervical spine just so that we don't miss something and waste time. I want to try and get you as best as possible. All right, out to the side again. Let's see. Any difference? Pretty much the same?
Yeah, 50%.
Okay. So still about that same 50% as it has been. Okay.
Mhm.
Gotcha. Anything weird in your hand? Any numbness, tingling, anything like that?
No.
No? Okay. All right. So, all right. Tony, any questions so far from you, man?
No, looks good.
Okay. I just want to clear this out. So no definite jump in that. The big thing is that there's not necessarily a huge range of motion loss in that shoulder. Otherwise, I'd really be hammering away on it. A 50% change it's good. I don't not like that, but at the same time, I'm trying to get rid of this as fast as possible. Is there any other exercises you can do that you know will either warm it up and make it actually feel better? Is there anything that you can do that if you do it first and then you do like a deltoid exercise or overhead press that you're like, yeah, that'll definitely make it easier for me?
I haven't really noticed that anything that makes it feel better. I've noticed stuff that aggravates it.
Yeah.
When I went and saw the school's trainers about it, they had me do stretches in a doorway and stuff, and that aggravated it while I was doing it, but it felt better later.
A little bit. Okay.
Like a doorway up top, I'd push into it and I'd have to lean into it and I'd stretch out through here.
Yep.
And it hurt a lot while I was doing it, but I think it helped later on in the day.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. One more thing for your neck. I'm going to exhaust that completely. Can you lie down on your stomach on that table?
Yeah.
This is going to be a little bit of a weird one, but we're going to completely see if we can clear this out. Now, what I want you to do is that same chin tuck and look up, but I want you to kind of stuff your fingers underneath your chin and kind of wedge yourself. Yeah, so chin tuck and then look up as high as you can. Yeah, this is the hard part. Chin tuck, look up, and then put your elbows right underneath it. You might actually have to flip around to the other side of the table because that'll let your elbows be on the table itself. There you go. There you go. Yeah. So you're just going to chin tuck first and then look all the way up towards the ceiling as high as you can and wedge your hands under there.
Do you have a preference, Rob, on like you're doing fingers or if you used to do thumbs?
Fingers, thumbs, whatever you can do to get it right under your chin bone and wedge you as high as you can. So you can kind of bring your fingers like right underneath your chin to where it's on the bony part, not on the fleshy part. So you're really pushing back there. Chin tuck and then all the way as far as you can. Let's hold that for like 30 seconds if you can. Any pain with that?
No.
Any strain with that anywhere?
Mainly just in like my lower back a little bit.
Okay. Not the thing we're looking for, man. All right, hold that about 10 more seconds. Anytime there's a shoulder, I always want to clear out the neck. Otherwise, it can be, 2 weeks goes by, and then we check the neck again. We're like, oh, it was the neck the whole time. And it's kind of and it sounds like you've been doing enough exercises where this thing, if it was a tissue problem, should have gotten better. Let's see, 10 more seconds of that. Do a chin tuck all the way up. Really wedge yourself in there and try and push yourself to where the back of your head is trying to touch the upper part of your back, just as far up as you can go. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Anything weird down your arm? Anything in the shoulder that's new?
No.
No? Okay. All right. Get on up. Let's try the 20-pounder one more time, and then I'll be happy and leave your neck alone for a minute. Any difference at all?
No.
Still 50% better or so?
Yeah. No, still the same.
Okay. Gotcha.
I didn't mention it earlier. It's harder when I control it on the way down. I have more pain.
Yeah.
Up, I feel it. Down is where I feel the most pain.
Gotcha. So if you're going up with it, like don't even use the 20. Let's just do it with nothing. If you're going out to the side, can you go past that point and it doesn't bother you?
It doesn't bother me. There's always a pop in there.
Yep.
but it doesn't bother me to go up past here.
Okay. It's just to that point. Okay. All right. So let's check out the shoulder now. It's kind of plateaued. We did some neck stuff and got it a little better.
Can I interrupt for just a second?
Absolutely, man. Okay. So we had a technical difficulty and my mic went completely out on this second part because I forgot to hit the recording portion from my mic. So Tony stopped it on his end, but I was recording it on my end as well. I got the input from the computer from their side, so I was able to listen to Jeremy and Andrew, but it records 0 from my end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little, basically a little voiceover of our whole conversation, starting whenever Tony steps out. And we'll go from there. And sorry for this, but I didn't want to let this drop off and become a visit that nobody saw because it's a great case. So I'm going to just do a little bit of voiceover. And so you'll be able to hear Jeremy. You'll be able to hear Andrew whenever he's reporting symptoms. What I wanted Andrew to do is I wanted him to do some inferior glides. So I had him hold on to the side of the table, not really stretching his neck. This is just to take the shoulder joint itself and just to kind of give it a little inferior glide using his handhold on the table. And I was asking him and going through it a little bit just to make sure that he could do 10 repetitions. I think here I asked him if it was shooting any symptoms down his arm. Wanted to make sure that it wasn't giving him any numbness or tingling. My brain here is still wondering if there's a neck component, because I was able to give him a movement with his neck and it reduced it 50%. So we did the caudal glide. And
It actually feels good.
give it a percentage. What do you think it is?
90. I mean, I barely felt it on the way down. I didn't feel it at all.
So, all right. So about 90% better. So what I had him do with just 10 or 15 repetitions of the inferior glide, I wanted him to do 10 or 15 more. But again, make sure not to do anything with his neck. And I just wanted to verify that that was something that was going to hold.
Okay.
Not sure what I said that was funny there.
And will getting rid of the pain help build the strength back to it?
Yeah, so I tried to explain to him it's not necessarily a strength issue. It's just that the joint itself is not sitting properly. So whenever he had that initial hit where he was tackling somebody, maybe that joint went a little bit out of whack, but it did not necessarily dislocate or have any sort of an issue where, his shoulder joint was completely stuck. He was able to move around, get back to weightlifting, do a lot of his normal activities, but that joint was just a little bit out of whack, not completely. So like a small dislocation, not something that was a complete dislocation. And it's just kind of stuck there.
It's been about 8 weeks since.
Yeah. So 8 weeks would usually, if it's tissue damage, in 8 weeks, which is 2 months, man, that should be healed up. That should have gotten better considerably. But this is just kind of sat there because there hasn't been anything to move that joint to the right place to make it work right. So it's not necessarily a dislocation. It's just the joint itself just was not functioning and wasn't working right.
We're getting close to running out of battery. I think we got 10% left. We're good.
So we're going to try it again. Same thing. And
I barely feel it. I think the more I do, I'm going to feel it again, but on those first 3, it feels good.
okay.
Yeah, about. I feel it a little bit.
So I was asking him if he could do some flexion and see what that felt like going forward.
Good. I don't feel it. It doesn't feel as weak as it did before. It doesn't feel as strong as my other arm, but it feels stronger than it was.
So just by looking at this, we know there's no way that a muscle can gain strength, like functional strength. The muscle's not getting bigger within, the 30 minutes that we're doing this evaluation. So we know it's not building muscle That's not the thing that happened here. Maybe some sort of neural inhibition was going on, again, for 8 weeks with that shoulder somehow not functioning properly. Maybe some muscles or some things were turned on or off. And I just wanted to make sure and filter out that there wasn't anything with the neck, which is why we did this first, and then trying with the shoulder next.
Yeah, I was actually planning on getting a lift in later today.
So I wanted to make sure if he was planning on lifting today while starting these inferior glides for his homework,
Okay.
don't stop doing that. I didn't want him to do anything out of the ordinary. So if he lifted on a regular basis, keep lifting. I don't want him to stop that. That's the last thing I want. The thing that I was focusing on next, I believe what I was trying to tell him here was I didn't want him to bend his neck while he was doing that inferior glide. I just wanted him to work on getting that shoulder to do the inferior glide, not a inferior glide with some sort of neural tension at the same time.
Yeah.
So I wanted him to do, what did we do? 10 or 15 more of these, I think. Same sort of thing. And just kind of reviewing his homework for him. I wanted to give him as many of these as possible.
Okay.
And just make sure that he understood what the home exercise was, just the theory of the mechanics of why we're doing this inferior glide. And as long as it doesn't get worse, go for it. Do at least, I think I was giving him some instructions on why it would work that way. By doing some sort of inferior glide and get that joint in the right position, it would work better and it would not hurt as bad. I might cut some stuff here. I'm going to fast forward here.
No, I think
I'm pretty much just wrapping up and asking him some questions.
no, I think I'm good right now.
So again, just the big review. We're just going on a theory. I want him to do one exercise. So I didn't want him to do any of the neck movements that we had done previously, even though doing some, I think it was left lateral flexion. He said it had increased
Yep.
his strength or made his function 50% better improvement with that left lateral glide. I didn't want him to do any neck exercises, just those inferior glides with the shoulder, 5 or 6 times a day, about 10 to 20 repetitions each. And I was telling him here, if he didn't do all 5 of those or 6 of those at the end of the day, don't do them all at once. Just do one and go to bed.
No, I think you're really clear. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep. And I also wanted to make sure that that Tony gave him my phone number just in case, so that he could contact me as well. I also wanted to check his forward flexion with both arms.
Mm-hmm. I feel it a little right there. It's a little sore. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's gone as soon as I let it back down.
So I wanted to ask and make sure it wasn't anything that lingered at all. So that's the case.
1, I can feel it, but not bad.
Okay. So pain levels of 1 out of 10 upon finishing all of this. I have a good grasp of what I think is happening. I think his shoulder joint somehow just got kind of knocked out of whack whenever he tackled the guy. And it just kind of stayed there for a little bit. Some neural inhibition was happening. He lost some strength in that shoulder.
So if it's something that, because I've been doing shoulder workouts, I've just been having it lighter, I can continue that?
Yeah, absolutely. Didn't want him to change anything in his workout.
Okay.
I just wanted to add that one inferior glide, and that's the only
Okay.
homework.
Yep.
So if anything comes up, I wanted him to contact me or, get a hold of Tony to contact me as well.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
So it went well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very happy with how it went, and we'll probably meet again in the next month.